It's pretty wild to think that one of the biggest car companies on the entire planet didn't even start with cars. Nope, it started with weaving looms. So let's get into the incredible story of how a family of inventors completely flipped the script and reshaped an industry they, knew nothing about. To really get why this is such a big deal, we gotta rewind to 2008. For more than 70 years, General Motors was the undisputed king of the automotive world. It wasn't even close. And then, just like that, they were dethroned. The new number one, Toyota, a company that just a few decades earlier, the American giants barely even noticed.
And that really brings us to the big question, right? How on earth did a family business, masters of textile machinery, manage to pivot so hard and so successfully that they ended up dominating one of the toughest industries on the planet? Well, the answer really comes down to one man's incredible vision.
So, it's time to meet the man who dared to make it all happen, Kiichiro Toyoda. Kiichiro's background is just fascinating. See, his father, Sakichi, was a genius inventor. They called him Japan's Thomas Edison, who basically perfected the automatic loom. So the family business was thriving. But Kiichiro, he was an engineer. And on his trips to America and Europe, he saw something that completely captured his imagination. He saw the future, and that future had 4 wheels. So in 1933, he makes his big move. He goes to his family and convinces them to take the money from their safe, successful loom business and pour it into this wild idea, a brand new car department. You have to understand, this wasn't just a side project. It was a massive gamble that could have easily wrecked the entire family legacy. But Kiichiro wasn't just blindly jumping in. He had a brilliant plan. He knew he couldn't just invent a car from scratch, so he decided to learn from the people who were already the best in the world. And their method was just genius in its simplicity. You don't start by guessing, you start by learning. Kiichiro literally bought a brand new Chevrolet, shipped it over to Japan, and got his best engineers together. Their mission? Take it apart, down to the last nut and bolt. Study it, measure it, understand it, and then put it all back together again. It was basically a crash course in car building. And the result of all that painstaking work was this, the Model A1 prototype. This wasn't just a car, it was basically a textbook, a physical embodiment of every single lesson they learned by taking that Chevy apart. If you look at what made up the Model A1, it was like a greatest hits of American cars from that era. The engine was based on a Chevy, the chassis was inspired by Ford, and that sleek modern look came from the Chrysler Airflow. They weren't just copying one car, they were taking the best ideas from everyone and learning from them. Okay, but here's the crucial part. Copying was never ever the end goal. It was just the starting line. From here, they started to create something that was uniquely their own. And this is where the loom business comes back into play in a huge way. Kiichiro took all those lessons about hyper-efficiency and eliminating waste that his father had perfected for making looms, and he applied them to making cars. This became the legendary just-in-time method. The idea was simple but revolutionary. Make only what you need, exactly when you need it. This focus on quality and efficiency became Toyota's secret weapon for decades. And as they were building this whole new identity, they even changed the name. They went from the family name Toyota with a D to Toyota with a T. Part of the reason was it just looked simpler. But also, in Japanese, Toyota takes 8 brushstrokes to write. And 8 is a lucky number. Pretty cool, huh? This quote from Kiichiro himself just perfectly sums up the spirit of the whole company. Before you say you can't do something, try it. It's this relentless can-do attitude that became the real engine driving all of Toyota's innovation. But here's the bitter, sweet part of the story. For Kiichiro, the incredible success of his vision, he would never get to see it. After leading the company through the war, he had to resign in 1950 during a really tough financial crisis. And then, tragically, he passed away just 2 years later. He never saw Toyota become the global powerhouse he dreamed it could be. He laid the foundation, but he never got to see the skyscraper they built on it. And man, what a skyscraper it became. This timeline really puts his legacy into perspective. From that first prototype in '35, you get the Toyota Corolla in '66, which would become the best-selling car in history. Then the Prius in '97, which basically started the hybrid revolution. And finally, that moment we started with, becoming number 1 in the world in 2008. Just to give you a sense of that incredible growth, by the late 90s, before they even hit that top spot, Toyota had already built over 100 million vehicles in Japan alone. That is just a mind-boggling number.
And it all started with one guy and one disassembled Chevrolet in a workshop.
So, this whole story leaves us with one last big question. Kiichiro Toyoda came from totally outside the car industry and ended up changing it forever. So it really makes you wonder, who are the loom makers of today? What companies from totally different fields are quietly building the future of how we're all going to get around?